I'm your host and Arlington Community Schools Superintendent Tammy Mason. At Arlington High School, we're proud to offer a vast selection of courses for our students to help better prepare them for college and the workplace. Our course catalog spans nearly 150 classes, including 30 honors courses, 20 advanced placement courses, and nearly 20 dual enrollment courses and 11 career pathways. And one of the more exciting new offerings this school year is the Junior ROTC. In its very first year, the JROTC has defied expectation and has enrolled nearly 100 students. I want to bring in the instructor for the course, Major Russell Newbill. Major Newbill, thank you for joining the show today.
Oh, thank you.
So you are a little bit over halfway of your first year. How's it going?
Halfway, good. It's going really great.
Good, good, good. You spent much of your career in the United States military, I believe 24 years.
Yes.
Tell me, overall, in multiple deployments throughout those 24 years, tell us a little bit more about your background.
Well, I'm originally from Covington. I graduated Covington High School in 1990.
Not far away.
Not far away, and I come from a family of educators. My parents both retired administrators, and so the education background was there in the beginning. After that, I attended State Technical Institute of Memphis. Back then it was State Tech.
Yes.
And after 2 years of school, I decided I wanted something more, and I joined 23 October 1993.
Wow.
And enjoyed every minute of it, never looked back or regret it, loved it, and retired at 45. And
Nice.
got this opportunity to come here. So that's
Well, let me say thank you for your service and your commitment that you have to our country. As we're looking at particularly our new program that we've started this year underneath your leadership, it's often thought about as a military training course, but it goes way beyond that. What is the JROTC and what does the class entail?
well. The mission of JRTC is to motivate younger people to be better citizens. It's a citizenship model, but it does have the foundations of the Army. So the structure from our physical training, from roll call in the morning of formation, certain requirements that you would see military traditionally is in the classroom. But it does go further. That it has where they work as a group. They get used to diversity. They understand leadership, followership. They start working as groups on projects, briefings. They learn how to speak before a group, and it's a growth model. And eventually, over the years, they will end up into a staff similar to what is in the military, where the senior leaders help guide and mentor the junior leaders.
So it really teaches them a discipline that could carry over to any job, any profession.
Oh, absolutely.
Because as we know, the military is the role model for that, right?
Right.
Yes, yeah. As I mentioned earlier, this is the first year of the JROTC, and at AHS, it's a large program with a lot of moving pieces. So what has been the priorities that you have set for this first year, the inaugural year of the program?
This year was getting the foundation laid of what right looks like. I like to say the basics, back to the basics, the foundation. We call it basic soldiering skills. I'll say it's just basic, the formation, how to march, how to wear the uniform, how to conduct physical training, what are the standards in our physical training regimen, and also getting the equipment in, because it's very equipment robust. It's heavy with equipment. So ordering the equipment, getting it collected in, getting it organized, and getting ready for the extracurricular activities that come the following year.
That by itself is a task. Not only are teaching the students, but making sure you have all the equipment and materials and things from a variety of different sources, I know. That takes some management there by itself before the kids even enter the room. We have nearly 100 students in the program this first year. Tell me, why do you think they joined? What do you think attracted them to this program? I know that in our second year as a school district, we started getting requests from parents about JROTC, and we've been working toward that. And so we were initially told, well, it'll probably take about 3 years to get up to that 100 threshold. And I told them, nope, that's not true. And that is exactly what happened, 100 kids in the first year. So what do you think inspired kids to sign up this first year?
Well, we have a military community. Especially with the naval base nearby. So a lot of them are attracted towards that type of environment, and the classroom environment is that in and of itself. Others are just, they're interested in the military. They it's something new. It's unorthodox from a normal core curriculum classroom. It's not set up the same, and we interact different. We're noisy, and it's expected to be that way. But it's something out of the norm, and I think people will try it 1 year and may come back. Others already know they want as many years as they can fit in their schedule.
Yeah.
So I think it's a mix.
A mix of that. So what have you noticed has been the biggest difference from the cadets? Think about in August when those cadets walked into the classroom, and then as we've now entered March. What do you think is the biggest difference you've seen in the cadets in that time period?
Collectiveness, working together.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, it was a little awkward. Some knew each other, some didn't, and that's typical in any environment, whether it's a corporation or a military environment. And watching them grow, and they establishing leadership and being able to learn how to lead and to follow. Not looking at your groups or capabilities, but hey, they've been assigned this assignment. They're there for a reason, and learning that followership. Hey, so.
Yeah, I think in the age of social media, kids today, especially teenagers, it's difficult for them to learn that collaborative piece of working together. But as you and I both know, regardless of where they go in high school, after high school, they're going to have to learn that. And it sounds like that's a central piece of what you're doing in your program.
Face-to-face conversation.
So we're almost through the first year of our first year of JROTC. Where does the program go from here? What do you think it looks like in the next couple years?
Well, the next couple of years, so next year we'll be focusing more on what they call the LET 2, so it'll be the second year. They'll start grooming them towards the leadership roles and instructors, because by the third year, you're actually a staff. Fourth year, you're helping teach and plan and organize. So it is a 4-year grow model. The expectation for next year is LET 2s will help train the incoming LET 1s while also learning their curriculum and building on preparing for that staff role in their LET 3 year.
Nice. So you'll see the integration between the different levels within the program.
Yes, ma'am.
Very nice, very nice. Well, I want to say thank you to Major Newbill for joining us today. We've learned a lot about what the program is. Coming up next, we're going to be talking to 2 of the cadets that are enrolled in the program. We'll be right back.
On top of first class care, you will never receive a bill. The only thing we had to worry about was just keeping Azalea comfortable.
I was told we wouldn't get a bill. I didn't quite process that. How's this possible? It's possible through all the wonderful people who donate.
Para mí lo que la gente hace, consolidarse con la causa que tiene St. Jude, tiene nombre y se llama Sebastián.
It's pretty amazing when you consider that 7 years ago, we didn't have the treatments we have now. We cure 80% of children with cancer. If you think about that, I mean, go back 50 years, we were curing 20 to 30%. This is the miracle story of modern medicine.
The research here is research that we share with everyone else because overall, we want to help all children that have cancer. What makes that possible is people that give to St. Jude. They really help us to fulfill our mission, and we're so grateful to have them on our team.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter, your religion or, what part of the world you're from, that just sort of all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
Yo siento que soy parte de esa bendición que ese niño recibió al irse a su casa ya sanado.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Welcome back to In Focus. I'm Superintendent Tammy Mason. Next with me, I have 2 of our students that are enrolled in the JROTC this school year. I have Cadet Wyrick and Cadet McCormick. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And thank you for spending some time. And I know a lot of people are interested in what is happening behind that door in the JROTC room. And so we're going to ask you some questions to let everybody know what your experiences have been, okay? So tell me, what's a typical day like for the JROTC? Cadet Wyrick?
So
on Monday or Tuesday, depending on your schedule, we usually have PT, which is physical activity. And then on Wednesday or Thursday, we usually have an inspection with our uniform, and then we learn about the curriculum. And then on Friday, we have drill.
So you said inspection of your uniform.
Yeah.
So what does that consist of?
So every week, whether that be Wednesday or Thursday during the curriculum days, cadets, they take the uniforms from home after preparing them, hopefully the night before. They come back and basically they get inspected on a very small detail of the uniform, and that ends up going into their grade. So a lot of junior ROTC is actually taking the discipline, attention to detail, and you can tell that on how they wear the uniform, if it's correct, if it's sloppy, that kind of thing.
So what happens if you don't meet that threshold? Does it impact your grade?
Yes.
Is that
Your
what it
grade
does?
suffers.
Okay. You've been in the program now for almost 7 months, about 3/4 of the way through your first year. What have you learned or walked away with the most from being in this program?
I've probably learned the most on how to work with people.
Yeah.
Especially teenagers our age working with Major New Bill, because this is a program that's really centered on cadets teaching other cadets, and it's almost like we are teaching the classes, and that makes sense. Or that's what it's planned to be. That's what the core values are for that. So a lot of it is with color guard or drill team. That's Major New Bill. He looks at that, but that's really the cadets running those programs, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
it does.
a lot of it is communicating with cadets on different information, making sure again uniforms look good, physical activity. We run most of that. So a lot of it is just learning new people, learning their strengths, their weaknesses, how we can use them to their advantage. Training, learning, using followership and leadership. It's really just advanced.
It's interesting. I will say that you have passed your first course, because I've just spoken with Major Newbill, and he said that was what his major focus was, is what you have just answered, what you've learned the most,
Yes, ma'am.
is learning how to work together and what does that look like. So kudos to Major Newbill. Obviously, he's done a good job in getting that to the students. You have to be in uniform once a week. I'm sure you're getting more and more stares as you walk down the hallways,
Yes, ma'am.
maybe getting some questions.
Yep.
What have you found yourself talking about to other students that aren't in the program?
Well, they usually ask about oh, what do you do behind the closed doors?
Yeah, yeah.
How often do you have to wear your uniform? Why do you wear it? I have to explain everything, and honestly, a lot of students that come up to me, they say that they regret not joining the program.
Not joining. You think next year there's going to be a lot more kids wanting to join the program?
Especially coming from the middle school, I think they've heard a lot about it. The more we put ourselves out there, I think the more interested people we will get. And that'll leave more room for everyone to grow. So
yeah, I think so too.
I'm excited.
I think so too. We just talked about your uniforms. One of the first questions I asked you all when you came up here, one has red cord, one has a white cord, and I said, what do they stand for? And
yes, ma'am. So again, with junior ROTC, there are many different extracurricular programs. Right now, we have a drill team. We have an armed drill team where we go out, we carry rifles, spin rifles, do showy fun stuff. We have a color guard, which is what she's a part of. That's what the white cord is. Drill team, we have the red cord here. White cord is for color guard. They do all kinds of colors presentations. People that have been to football games have actually already seen them.
I have.
They've been doing a great job. We went to Donaldson, we've done parades. So we've already been doing a lot in the last 7 months, which is really promising for the future.
For the future of the program.
I think us as cadets and for Major New Bill, we're excited to see where these programs take us. And then there's even a Raiders team, which we don't have them up here, but they do a lot of the obstacle course, a lot of the physical things like that, and so they're doing a really good job too.
So do you choose if you want to be on the drill team or that,
Yes,
or
ma'am.
are you assigned to those?
You get to choose.
Okay.
Again, everyone has to take the class if you sign up for the class. But if you're really passionate and you just want to go above and beyond, we have different programs for that.
Within the program.
Yes, ma'am.
There's also an educational component, but there's also a physical component. So what's more difficult, the educational component or the physical component?
Well, it really depends on the cadet, but in my opinion, it's the physical, because I'm not as strong as other cadets, so I kind of struggle when it comes to push-ups or pull-ups, but it tests and challenges me, and yeah.
What about
I would say it really does depend on the day, the mood of Major New Bill, and what activities we're learning for curriculum. I've had a little bit of troubles with the educational part, because not only do you have to learn history and you have to learn different leadership theories, but you also have to be able to take them and you have to apply them to what you're actually doing. So
Right.
there is a little bit of difficulty, especially if you're new to the leadership followership aspect. So you really do when you're paying attention, and that's why this program is so good, because if you learn these theories now and you learn these different strategies, you can use them for the rest of your life. So it really depends on what they are physically. It can be difficult, depending on especially on what we do that day. I'm not a big runner, but it's always fun. We like to have fun with it.
I was going to say, you said, push-ups and pull-ups. And what are some of the other physical? I know it's running because I've seen y'all out in the neighborhoods running.
Yes,
doing
those,
some
that's
running.
actually,
And
that is
you-
our Raiders team. So
Oh,
those
is that
guys,
the Raiders team?
those guys are big on the physical. They'll do obstacle courses, running push-ups. We'll even compete with that in the future.
Yeah, I saw a group this weekend running, and I said, that's part of our JROTC kids.
Yes,
Very
ma'am.
good, very good. So what are your goals after graduation? How will being in this program help you with what comes next for you?
For me, well, I plan on going to college and joining the ROTC program, so that's how I plan on paying for my college.
Okay.
But the program has taught me to how do I word this? It's motivating me to be a better citizen, and it's taught me a lot of leadership skills, and the fact that I get to learn all these before everyone else that plans on joining ROTC later on, I just have the advantage
You
because
got to
I've
step up.
started.
You're a step ahead of them. Very good.
Yes,
Cadet
ma'am.
McCormick?
So hopefully after I graduate high school, hopefully before then I'll be able to be admitted into the United States Naval Academy in Annapolis. That's my goal. What I really want to do in the future is I want to be a pilot, a fighter pilot. So I know the Naval Academy, if I go there, I can commission from there and have a really good, job as a pilot. And the Naval Academy, they give me the #1 pilot slot. So that's my goal. If that ended up not working out, there's tons of different routes. I know straight from junior ROTC, you can go into the ROTC. But this program right now will, it'll help me, it'll motivate me. It'll get me ready for it, kind of see, this is the military foundations, this is what we're looking for.
It really will give you a jump start.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you come from a military family, or will you be the first one?
My grandfather was a Marine Corps pilot, but
Nice.
he's the only one.
Nice, nice. And the last thing, I'm glad to see lots of times there's a lot of programs that people look at and they think, oh, that's for boys, that's for girls, but not with the JROTC, right? Just like with our military.
No, we actually, it's a pretty
we
solid.
have represented both females and males within that program.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you find it more challenging being a female?
Well, I would say that for now, our JROTC program, it is male dominated a little bit, but I think it's a statement that females could also have the opportunity as males and, prove their points and, challenge themselves.
Yeah, good for you. And thank you both for being here. Thank you for being part of this inaugural program. I think that the future is bright, and I know that you're happy and pleased that you have a part in setting the foundation for the program for
Yes,
years to
ma'am.
come
Definitely,
for future
yes, ma'am.
cadets. Thank you for being with me today. Well, that will do it for our show today. Please join us next time as we go in focus.